Hi guys, Johnny here. I hope you are all well. Just a massive shout out to all of you that got through to the interview stage. Well done. I want to read yous out because I can't remember all the names. So Isaac, well done. Danny, Lynx, Kaylin, Maya, Joseph. We have James, Murren, Alexander, Beth, Callan, Jamie, Eva, Shalev, Georgie, Evan and Olo. Well done to yous all. Yous all created a massive impact and you have made this decision very, very difficult. But stay tuned to the podcast. It's coming. We'll announce the winners and we will be seeing all of yous very soon. Cheers, guys. I like to start the podcast. See that weather the new?
No. The thing is though, are you both packed?
Half packed.
No. Don't tell me how. Is the board's waxed?
We'll get that done there.
I've not
Why do
even
you wax
dubbed
it
my
Just
snowboard
because they
out
do
the
much
garage
better
yet.
than us.
You haven't got yours out of the garage yet.
I haven't even cleaned my van out yet because it's full
And we
to the
need
gunnels.
that. We need that to get to the airport.
Rubbish.
Sunday.
And I'm going to be in Edinburgh tomorrow.
Okay, but now what time's your flight? Sunday?
Oh, it's not. I have plenty of time. It's 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning.
Got loads of time. We'll be up at 4.
No, I know. You'll be at the
And you'll
airport
be in
at
for your
6.
customary pint at Brewdog. There's other beers that you can pick as well. Other beers as well.
Shout
But
out
just like,
there
no,
to
James
Brewdog.
Watt, just heads up,
Heads
pal.
up.
I have actually sent him a message on LinkedIn. But I know he's a busy guy, but come on, hello.
No, just a courtesy.
It's
though, isn't
courtesy.
it? Courtesy.
Reply back to someone.
Okay, so but
Yes, anyway.
I just want to say that I do not want to hear a repeat of what's happened the last 3 ski trips.
Which is what?
3.
Broken ribs.
Yeah, that was one.
Well, I've got a lot.
Dislocated shoulder.
I've lost weight now, so that's going to be fine for him.
So the ribs won't be broken.
Do you know what? I was at the physio this morning for my shoulders, and he went, "When are you going snowboarding?" I went, "Sunday." I went, "Right, you're going to be really sore on Sunday." I went, "Punish me."
Pain is only.
Pain
But
is
it's
just a
only
weakness in the man's
weakness
body.
leaving the body.
That's so true.
Have you got some of that, is it called kinetic tape? Where you tape yourself in?
Yeah.
Have you got some of that?
We use that for his mouth.
Can see this is going to be a long trip.
Right, enough of this.
Enough.
Let's get to the
Alright.
point.
It's a very special episode today.
This is a very special episode. So today we have Craig Masson, or should I say Mr. Masson, from Queen Anne High School, the DYW coordinator, the man in charge for Speedway Scotland, Dunfermline Speedway Scotland,
I'll take that. Speedway Scotland.
Speedway Scotland?
in Scotland, but 5 Cycle Speedway.
five cycle speedway. I'm sure we tried to do a video on that
We
last
did,
time. I was a starting wreck. So, Michael, why are we here? We've got Craig here. Come on, let's
so
tell our listeners and
we,
viewers.
a while back, started a programme for the Business Babble Mentoring Programme. And Queen Anne were actually gracious enough to open their doors to us and have been very welcoming and looking at this and getting us involved in it. And it's been great. And Craig's been a big part of that. So this started a few weeks back. And we had an assembly of about 200 kids that were there.
Yeah.
And it went, for our part anyway, it went really well. There was a lot of engagement. Felt actually it went really well. And then the kids had to do a 58-second video as an application to start the process of coming on the mentorship, which we were astounded at how good they were.
Yeah, there were some really quality videos. So big shout out to all the kids. who
Everybody
put
that did it.
You
You basically got off your arse and you had an attempt. It didn't matter.
And you know, the funny thing is they were all 58 seconds.
Yeah,
Nobody
honestly,
was longer, nobody was shorter.
They were all really, really good, and it was actually really difficult at that stage.
Yeah.
It's got worse as we went on through the process of how difficult it was going to be.
So let's definitely commend the teachers, because I've always said, the younger generation's a bit difficult, and we think it's going to be difficult for them when they get out of school. But well, the calibre of kids that we've seen, I'm like, wow, the ones that took that step forward for this mentorship, we were all blown away with it.
Yeah.
Really impressed with them.
I think everybody brought something different to their videos. You could see some of their personalities. I like the authenticity. Some guys, one guy was a one take wonder. I like that. Did it first time around. And I think just kids being honest and eager, we got a good sense of it. So I was really happy.
Was it even the girl? Is it Lynx that did?
Lynx did die. She was my favourite for sure.
She did the socks. And her mum, she said her mum got involved in it.
So that was phenomenal.
That was brilliant. You could see that she's got a character. She's got charisma. probably theatricals as well.
Yes.
But there was just loads of them.
It was a difficult decision when we saw those videos. It was really a hard decision.
All the kids have been
dimmer.
fantastic, and I think they surprised themselves at how good they were and how much they've enjoyed the process, really.
That's good. I mean, we've this all came around basically. I think it was I started working with Queen Anne because that was the school that I went to only a few years ago because I'm still really, really young. It was actually Heather Brown.
Yeah,
from
about 5
Counts.
years ago, I was introduced to you to come in and work with a small group of like youngsters that kind of needed that like lift, that motivation, and since then I can't get rid of you. You keep coming back.
I know that feeling.
You keep coming back, and I'm grateful for the support that you've shown, like Queen Anne. And then it's manifested into this great opportunity.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Well, it's an opportunity for us as well, Wicus, Mike, myself, to see because you sometimes don't know what you don't know. And when you're starting to speak to people, when we're speaking to people, our friends, associates that are in business, and we're leaning on each other, we go, God, I know quite a bit. Still don't know everything, obviously. But you underestimate the value that you can create for other people. And we're looking at adults as well, but I'm now thinking, would it not be a great thing just to help go right back to the start where it all counts? We talked about nursery, kids have broken families sometimes, but yeah, you're right. Well, Caroline works at the nurseries as well. But then I thought, what happens if we went to school? What impact could we create for these young kids that want to engage with us? So it was a bit of a worry for us. Because they thought, oh no, are they going to engage with us?
Our biggest worry was if nobody sent a video. That was our biggest worry.
I think, Johnny, you panicked a wee bit about the lack of videos coming in at first, and I just said, trust the process. And we ended up with, about 30?
There's 30 videos, aye. Very good. A lot of them were really good.
You can see just the thought it went into it.
They were all very different as well.
What I've loved about the whole process is that, it was just starting with this idea, like any kind of business, starting with an idea and just going ahead with it and seeing what would happen. And it's been beyond my dreams how good this process has been. And for Queen Anne to be the first school, and certainly 5 might be Scotland, don't know, engaging in something like this in regards to the podcast, and then having 3 proper mentors in my eyes for the kids. It's really exciting how we can progress this in the future.
And it'll be, what we've got planned is going to be exciting as well.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to get through this.
I will say that if you go back to the workshop and you saw how we divided the kids and changed it around quite a lot, it's just to teach them a little bit about business, is about constant change and mixing them up and teaching them to work together as a team.
So that was a workshop.
Yeah.
So the workshop was a 2-hour workshop.
It's a 2-hour workshop, and what we really wanted to illustrate to them is that despite the textbook theory that's out there that a business starts with a great business plan, it actually just starts with an idea. But there are a few key things that you need to do when you have that idea, and how to validate the idea, who's your customers. And I must say, I was blown away by the ideas they came up with as businesses for young people. It's really outside the box thinking. You can see the founders, and then we shook it up a little bit. We took the guys who came up with the idea and we changed the whole room around. And then they started to brainstorm a little bit, and then we stopped the bus and we said, you've got an opportunity now to either stay where you are or move back to your idea. And it's interesting to see how the group developed. We had a breakaway group, which was good. So all of those things are realities of business that you deal with, but it's good life skills as well. Is don't be afraid, because we're all going to fail. There's no shame in failure, but rather try than not try at all. So the workshop was really good. Just teaching them about ideas and what they need to do to take an idea to market. What do they need to do in terms of market validation?
I'd like to jump on that as well, because you had a great point there. When you're getting to move the groups, which we called, it was basically businesses. The amount of people that work for a company and go, oh, I can't be bothered with this, working with this person, they're no good, I'm not getting paid enough, all these things. But it was trying to figure out if they would move business, that's what we were calling it. And there was a few people that moved and they went back to the original idea. But one thing that I was hearing as well, from when we did the interviews, some of them came to me and said, I've actually never spoke to that person in my life. I was actually, their words, pretty sound. It's like, well, there you go. There's an example of what it's like. People change the world. It's people. People make you and shape you.
Yep.
And it's just been around, the right people and finding the right people that'll just boost you.
That's what's came across in the feedback from the kids since the interview stage is like that's one of the things in the workshop. They're working with different people and how much they've actually enjoyed it, and what they've got from that, meeting new people and learning from each other, really.
And you just never know who you're going to meet in life and what doors that'll open.
Well, there you go. What's his name? Sorry, I'm getting up. The Cycle Speedway lives in Salon.
Yeah, Callan.
Yeah. He's now, so big shout out to Thomas Haywood and Ross Nixon, the photographers, videographers. They've helped out massively. Ali Booth as well from HR Booth helped out massively. Really successful businesses coming together, collaboration. And that youngster, he's now, I think he's helping Thomas at the weekend.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Because he's pursuing some of the photography or getting ideas. So these doors are opening. We're allowing these doors to open. But if you come forth and ask the question, and we did that, some examples by, was it £10? Mm-hmm. No. Who wants a £10 note? But you had to get off your bum, come at the front of the auditorium and actually take it out of our hands.
But now that we can never use that trick again.
We can't, no, we can't. Who was it? Is it Caitlin?
No, Caitlin came up for it.
She came up for it and there was a fight. But what was really interesting with her, she actually wanted to half it with her friend.
That's right.
I thought...
You came up at the back of her.
I thought that was brilliant. That shows empathy, kindness, and all these actions have consequences as well, and they're recognised by not just even us through this mentorship, but everybody in the world. What you're doing in the world, people are watching you. People are observing you. What do you think they would score you if you knew they were watching you? At the end of the day, they would come back and score you on kindness, confidence, you sometimes have to think about that as well, just to give you an eye-opener to go, oh, I'm acting a bit stupid here, I'm acting a bit silly, I shouldn't really toe the line here.
I think you made a valid point. When we started that workshop, you made a valid point. It said kindness costs nothing. And then that's so true. And it's how you treat people. And if you just open your eyes and just watch how people treat people, and it'll open your eyes to see so many other things. And all they need to do is they just need to be kind, not a smile, because some people, when you go to a shop, there's rules, okay? It's not the shop assistant's fault. She's just following the rules. Mm-hmm. So don't lose it with a shop assistant because she's just following the rules. Be kind. And I think that's probably one of the big lessons is in life, we don't have enough kindness going around.
Yeah.
So for Craig, so how long have you been at Queen Anne for?
In April, it'll be 19 years.
What? 19 years?
Yeah.
Have you always been at Queen Anne?
No, I did all my training up in Aberdeen. At first I didn't. I grew up in business. My dad owned his own auto sales, and then he started an engineering company. So I always thought that was going to be like my travel. But he was always steering me clear of those kind of jobs. And then I was working with B&Q in the painting and decorating department, and then I was doing night shift. And I'd got my degree and everything like that. And I was seeing all the guys around me and how knackered they were, basically, and going, I couldn't do this the rest of my life. And I had this wee idea about teaching. So I fell into teaching that way as a geography teacher.
Okay.
So, quite passionate about that. But then, obviously, wanting to help the kids further, and that's how I got into guidance.
And I can see how that's it's quite addictive. I can see when you see we've just done this as a short term thing here now, and it's for as much as we're trying to give, we're getting a lot back off of this as well. Just seeing how the kids are being and reacting to all, and the interaction has been good.
And I will say kudos to Craig. You brought in a fourth year to us, and just to bring it into the mix.
Isaac.
And I think that is just. I don't think we have enough. We don't recognize teachers enough for caring, because I do think they are. Teachers do care about their kids. Sometimes the system fails them something, but that was a great eye opener because he's on Vinted. He's setting stuff up, and that's amazing. And that's how guys start businesses. Small things like that. Mm-hmm. Hold your nerve.
Well, again, that was just by chance. A week, 2 weeks before, I was chatting to him. What are we up to this weekend? He's like, I'm buying and selling, and I was like, what are you buying and selling? And then he was telling me all about his vintage stuff. And then I'd met him the day that you were doing the workshop, met him on the stairs, I said, right, come on in, you can like meet these guys, and
Aye.
then you invited him in, and he got through to the interview stage. So
I know.
yeah, it's opened up his world. So
And that's just an automatic behaviour that he had there, because you seen him at the table and he was just getting in. And I think he only, is it Maya? I think he knew Maya, he said. So
Yeah, because he was a year below. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
he's
he
a year
didn't know
below.
anybody.
So that could be a little bit, I'm going to the older ones. But he only knew Maya, he said. And so I was watching him interact and he was getting on. I thought, well played, son. That's brilliant. So, but I'd mention all their names, James and Alexander.
Jordy was good as well. Jordy's put a
Who's
good
that?
effort in Jordy.
Jordy as well. There's just loads of them. Kaylin, there's loads of them there. They did tremendous. Honestly, they should all pat on the back. When we announce the winners,
regardless of where you
of the
came.
results, they've done absolutely tremendous. The fact that they've put that step forward, I've said this before, their foot forward and they've just got on with it and they've done it. Well done to them all.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
we will be back.
well, what's good about seeing them after the interview process is that, yeah, they want to find out who's like going to be mentored by you guys, but also they're just like grateful for the experience,
That's good.
and they're acknowledging that they've got a lot from it, and that's like a big thing, when it's not just the kind of winning that's counting for them; it's about what they've learned from the process.
So
With the
the kids are
interview
listening
stage,
tonight. Well, interviews.
we did do the interviews, and they were like, Beth came in first, and it was like, that was astounding. Like we were speaking about this a lot. We've done a lot of interviews for people, and they've blown us out the water as far as like we would have 13 interviews we had a couple of years ago set up, and 3 of them turned up.
Yeah.
So just the fact that they turned up, and I believe was it Kaylin and that they didn't have even classes that day. They just turned up to come in.
Yeah.
So it's like I tip my hat for that. And then just the caliber. So that's a shoe in. You're thinking Beth's a shoe in there. And then the second one come in, I think it was
It's
Maya
even
kind of
better.
saying, it's like, there's another good one. And it just went on right through the back. There wasn't a single one there. As a bit of feedback, probably the only thing I would say is most of the time we asked if you had any questions. So one of the things we hadn't done is really lay out what the plan is for the mentorship.
Yeah.
So it was a perfect opportunity to ask the question. But I think if I was going to give any feedback, is always have a question ready when you go for an interview.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was just
So why?
tremendous.
But here's let's break it down because that's my salesy side. Why is it important to ask the question?
Well, I think it shows, for one, that you've maybe done a bit of research on the company, because one of the things that we found with people that did turn up is they really didn't know anything about the company. So how would you even know you want a job here when you don't know anything about us?
So if you broke that down into a sentence, a simple, if it was your business, Moo Maintenance, Ginger Giraffe, you say, I see that you're doing a lot of inventory work in Edinburgh and da-da-da. Is there anywhere else you're trying to do work, inventory work? Is it in Dunfermline? Is it Fife Place? That shows that you've went, and it shows the message that I'm trying to send here. Being interested is interesting.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. So by asking the question, is being interested. And will that make the person feel nice or bad? Makes them feel nice. So just remember that helpful tip. Be interested.
And I think it's being interested in the right things. Don't just have a stock standard response. Oh, I see you doing this. Ask an out of the box question.
What colour's your socks?
Today, not wearing any.
You're not?
No.
What do you think? They're in the Serengeti here, son? Right, so we did the workshop, we've met the kids, we did the workshop, we've did interviews.
I think it's worth mentioning as well, because the workshop, they were supposed to go down to 10.
Oh no.
But the calibre again was so good. And I know I wasn't at the workshop, but I know there's a lot of deliberation on who would actually not make it through, and so we actually upped it to 17. So it's almost
10
double.
to 17.
So that's just kudos to them.
It shows you the caliber, but it was never going to be an easy decision. It was never going to be an easy decision.
And it did get worse. So we're now at a stage where we've actually, worth noting as well, there was 3 candidates we're looking for, but we have made it 4 now. And again, it's just, we could have taken them all, but what we've tried to do is keep it down, so that we've got the time to spend with who makes it through. So we're giving them the best value that we can individually.
Yep, 100%.
So with that then,
So Craig,
Craig is
Oh,
going
I don't know if we could drag this out even longer. Drag out any other stories.
So Craig, will you do us the honors and announce the winners for us?
All together?
I would do one at a time.
Okay. Oh, Maya.
Maya, the first one in.
Well done, Maya.
Well done.
Can we just add something why we picked Maya?
Wait till the pause finishes for Maya.
Oh no, so this is a new button that we've got here. He's like a new kid. He's like a wee kid with a new toy. It is good though. So why did we pick Maya?
Maya's just like, her video was really good. She was very authentic. Got a bit of driver, but there's something about Maya. I think given the right direction and a bit of enthusiasm, she could do, as probably a lot of them actually could do really well out of this. And I think she'll gain a lot from going through this process.
I think so. She's got there's an edge to her which I actually like.
Okay.
There's there's that diamond there, a diamond in the rough a wee bit. Maybe it's the wrong terminology, but in my head that makes perfect sense.
That's perfect.
But she's got minerals. She's definitely got minerals. So she's
she's a
picked. So
great
well
girl.
done, Maya.
So,
Next one.
Next one is Danny.
Big shout out to Danny.
She was great.
not the pause. Pause goes on for quite a while, but it's worth it.
It is worth it. They've done well. So Danny, right, Wicus, over to you. Danny.
So it struck me that Danny came up with the idea for the business, and then we moved them around, and then we said you had the opportunity to go back. And when she was hitting the idea, she had all the ideas and she was driving the thing. And then when she came back, everybody else had taken the idea and they developed it, and she had to take a step back. But in credit to her, she came back. She started to take more control because she was the founder of the idea. Mm-hmm. And in business, sometimes you're the founder, but you have to take a step back and other people run it. So she came back in the end and brought it back, gave some valuable input. So for me, that's just like a very different take on it. And I was blown away by it. I thought, well-deserved choice.
She did. And she's got that friendliness, that warmth about her. You could see that she would get on well with a lot of people as well. I remember it didn't strike me that she didn't have as much confidence, but I seen her putting herself out there and standing up and talking in front of the groups as well. So well done to her, well deserved.
Yep, very good.
Number 3.
Third one.
Number 3, I think I'm getting the hang of this now. Murrin.
Well done. Again, long applause. Very good. So with Murrin then.
Michael, what did you think about Murrin? Because you didn't see him in the workshop. You only saw the video in the interview.
But his video is very good. He's obviously got something about him as well. He's on his road already with a lot of the things, what he's doing already with his business that he's set up with the garden. That's already quite successful for something that's just been started up and working around his school curriculum. So yeah, I mean, again, he's somebody that could possibly help the other ones as we go through this. But again, we'll get a lot out of what we're trying to teach.
He's also been in a bit of a mentorship beforehand with the financial. I'm trying to remember who it was.
It was at Aberdeen.
Yeah, I think it was there. Mm-hmm. But he's put together.
Aberdeen.
Yeah, he's put together quite well. I mean, just mentally, physically, he's a good egg.
One of the things that I realized is, just as we're talking about it, is how well they interact with one another, how courteous they were, allowing everybody to have their opinion, nobody just driving it. And that's rare that you get that, because normally when somebody has an idea, they'll force their way through it. So that was really real. So again, hats off to everybody for working together as a team.
He was good in interview because he recognised how you could potentially grow the business, and keeping customers on side and all that kind of
There's value there. There's definitely value already for what he's created alone.
And last, but surely not least.
So last one, Alexander.
Well done.
Well done, Big Eight. That's what we call him now. So, Mother might not approve, but tough. Calling the egg.
So Johnny, Alexander. Why Alexander?
Alexander is he's the type of cheeky chap who goes around school with a smile. I just think he's a really good lad. I mean, he was telling us about the diversity, about being dyslexic, not being able to read right, and then he was telling me about the exam time. He gets it spoken to him, and he speaks back, and he's very good at public speaking. And I think what's happened there is grew the strength in public speaking because he's not very good at this part. Yeah. So he's diversified, and he comes across well. I could stick him in a rugby club and stand right up on stage and talk to all these guys, and I reckon he would probably command the room. He's got that aura about him. Style, tenacity. He's just got it. And what was great in the workshop, whether he caught my eye or not, he was chatting and he would stop and he was looking over at everybody else, basically signaling for their time to talk. So he's got that empathy as well. And I just thought he'll be great. This group of people, I think, will work extremely well together, and they've got something to give to each other.
I don't know him that well, but he comes across as being quietly confident. I noticed when he was coming out of the interview, I think one of his friends was about to go in and asked him, well, how did you get on? He's like, I think I got on well, and gave a wink and all that kind of stuff. So like he has that kind of confidence, and I think he'll do really well.
Well, it was one of the questions we asked him in there. You know, I think it was, who would be the type of person you would work well with? And I can't remember the name of it, but it was one of the person in there, and I'm like, that was really good, because it was, what we were doing is trying to let him be kind, seeing if he was going to be kind to someone else, and he was extremely kind. So that was another big tick for me.
And he's obviously got adversity with dyslexia and stuff, but that's something that he's overcome.
Yeah,
you know, and
that shows resilience
exactly
to
what I was going to say
adversity.
there,
Yeah,
so there's a bit of resilience there already. So there you are, the first four. So Maya, Danny, Murrin and Alexander. Well done.
Well done,
really
guys.
well done. Yeah, a real round of applause.
Real round of applause, not a pigeon.
Well done. And listen, everybody else as well. Like it was super difficult. We went back and forward a lot on all this.
There were some sleepless nights there, some hard conversations.
Big time
that we had, and if we could take everybody, we would take everybody. I think it's a really good. You guys, I know it's hard if you didn't get in. There were some really good guys, but this is life. It's also a life lesson.
Yeah. But what we are going to do is we're going to have, if it all works out, we're going to have a 2-hour session back in the office here.
That'd be brilliant.
Hopefully we can get away getting them down. And so everyone that hasn't made it can come in, and at least anything that you're really hoping to learn or questions you had, we can have a really kind of intimate.
Can have it. It's like a live performance by invitation only. So there's one thing that before Meatloaf passed away, he was one of the first guys to do. Did you not know?
No, I can't. He's brilliant. I won't do that. Don't worry.
But he had like what he called an intimate get together, and he's one of the first guys that did it. And only 50 people, and him performing his greatest hits. And that's sort of where we based it on. It's a small gathering, limited space, but guys, come down. It's your opportunity to ask us questions. We'll be as transparent as we can be, answer them to the best of our ability, and let's just see where that takes us.
Again, this is for value. This is, it's all great us doing this, but if we're not creating value, then it's no good. And we want you to score us as well.
Yeah.
And as Mr. Masson, Craig, I can't call you Mr. Masson.
Just sounds wrong.
Seems wrong. Craig
just sounds wrong.
We're trying to do this to encourage and help and inspire from the knowledge that we've got, and we're still learning as well. So we're looking for mentors as well. All these things in our life, and that's what we want to do. That's what we're willing to do. So hopefully it's something you'll remember us by when 5 years down the line. You do
when
something.
You're a billionaire, remember?
Yeah. Go just, it's just passing it on. That's all it is. The gift of kindness, pass it back on.
Remember, this is just the first year that we've done it. So, going into future, hopefully you guys want to come back and we're able to tweak things to make it even better.
Well, we're definitely learning. We've learned a lot already from what we've done in the process. So we'll take that forward into the next one, and we're definitely looking to do more for sure.
100%. So timescales wise, because we're going away.
Yes.
But we'll be back on the 7th.
Well, for the gathering, for everyone that hasn't made it through, then we'll just have a bit of a chat and see timescales wise. You can let them know, so you can speak to Craig about when and where that'll be. Well, we know where it will be, but when it will be. We'll look to do this quite quickly as well.
Yep.
And then we'll obviously be in touch with Maya, Danny, Murrin and Alexander, and just let them know exactly when the starting point is and what the full process will look like, so they can see what they're in for, what they've let themselves in for.
What they let us in. By the way, I'm so looking forward to this. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant. But guys, well done.
Yeah.
Well done to all of yous. And I'd just like to say again, massive thank you to you, Craig.
And Queen Anne as well.
Queen Anne, taking a new concept to market, so to speak. You've opened up the doors. You've allowed us to do this. again, hopefully you get value from this and some recognition, because it's no easy trying to get in with the schools and doing these things. So I really appreciate all your time and effort. Even just the simple things like you've had to organise a lot of things in the background. So well done to you. And I'm sure the people that we cross our paths with will be able to help you in return, especially with your Speedway as well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And yeah, hopefully this relationship continues, and hopefully other schools in the area see the value of it and want to get on board as well, because I think it's had a huge impact on our young people, and long may it continue.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
And with that,
let's go to the pub. No, so that's to you. No, but we'll just put Craig on the spot here. Do you know what a strapline is?
No.
No, he's not been listening.
Let down.
Oh, look at it. This is your world. Shape it, or someone else will.